So guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, I have the SOUNDPEATS Capsule3 Pro Plus. Now this is a headset that was sent to me through the company. Had it for a couple weeks now, and I gotta honestly say, I like the headset. It works well, sounds good, all that good stuff. And I am gonna break that down to you in this video. But with that being said, let's talk a little bit specs. So it says right here, high-res audio, wireless LDAC for the codecs for people that are interested in that. Though I will say that for the average person, you're not going to know what that is. You're more so probably interested in the experience itself, and I do explain that during this video. So you're getting a total of 43 hours with the battery, the case itself, and then the actual earbuds. The buds themselves last for about 6.5 hours each charge when it comes to listening in music and media in general. A little bit less when it comes to the actual audio of talking to people. And right here, you don't have wireless charging, which, not a big deal. Some people like it, some people don't. It has USB-C, hyperactive noise cancellation. It does have transparency mode. It does have normal mode. You have custom EQ. You also have multi-point, so that's a good thing. So it has all the features that you actually want in a headset. It says right here, 12mm dynamic driver unit, second generation amplifier chip. I'm going to be honest with you. Don't know what that means, unless I'm not a techie in regards of actual chipsets, but that does translate to actually very clear audio, which this does have. I was pleasantly surprised at how clear the audio is. It is IPX4, so those interested. Comes with small, medium, and large tip. App card, obviously the user manual, charger case. It's USB-C, so for the people out there, you shouldn't have a problem with that. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but it is Bluetooth 5.3. And I also want to say that the Bluetooth codec for the guys out there that actually care about this, LDAC, SBC, and AAC. Anyway, with that being said, let's unbox this together to see if this is actually worth the asking price. All right, so I actually like the way they package this. I know some people will say, oh, it's a waste of boxes, but it's perfectly fine. So once you slide this off, these are the earbuds themselves. I'm gonna go ahead and pop open that case right here. Let me get this out of the camera view. We don't want to see that. And here are the earbuds themselves. I'm just gonna go ahead and take them out. And just so you know, I did repackage them the way that they normally come, which is through this, even though it's a little bit looser right now. Let's put the earbuds to the side for now. There's nothing underneath here. I already checked, trust me. You can just go ahead and pop this out. See if I can do that for you guys. Here we are. Let's see what comes with inside of this little box. So you get your little booklet right here. I actually like this little stickers right here. That's pretty cool. I'm probably going to put them on my computer, to be honest with you. And then it shows you the controls and everything right here through the instructions. So for the person that needs this, go ahead and pause the video as I'm scrolling and either screenshot it or take a physical photo right here. Okay, so there we go. And let me open it up. See if there's anything on the back worth looking at. There is nothing on the back worth looking at. It just kind of just showed you the charging port right there, dual connectivity. And to be honest, dual connectivity, which I'll talk about that a little bit in another section, you do need the application in order to activate that, which is a good thing, because it kind of forces people to actually use the full features of the app. Too many times we buy headsets and we don't actually use all the features, but the app will kind of force you to do that, and you can get yourself familiarized with everything and other products that they have. Anyway, you have your medium tips and you have your small tips and large tips inside of here. The mediums are already on the headset the moment you take them outside of the box. And lastly, we have this, the USB-C cable. Now, I know some people will say this cable is a little bit too small. If I can get it open, there we go. If you're wondering, I don't use the cables that come with most earbuds. I have so many cables, it's ridiculous. But I do like this size cable right here. Even though this is super small right here, probably just a couple inches or so, 3-4 inches or whatever it is, roughly. I like the fact it's easy and to carry for travel reasons. Now, if you have an iPhone 15, if you have the Androids, which had USB-C for a bazillion years now, then you shouldn't have a problem. You can just use that cable. But like I always say for every video moving forward, make sure that you don't use a charging brick that's too powerful, because you don't want to burn out the headset. I'm a OnePlus user, so I have a 100-watt charger, and I don't use that to charge my headsets. Even though it can work, I tested it. Just safety first, you know what I mean? Anyway, these are the buds themselves. So I got to be honest, when I first tore this open, actually let me get this picture out of here. you don't deserve to be seen. This is the star of the show right now. I was really surprised on, just the quality of the headset, the case, and everything. And I'm going to explain why. Even though it's a little old-fashioned in my opinion, because, cases are coming in lipstick designs, and you have these types of cases right here that look more like the Galaxy Buds and stuff like that. Doesn't matter. What matters is, does it work? Does it work well? So before we open this, let me do a shake test real fast. All right, so it's not popping open. That's a good thing. That means that the magnets inside are going to hold it shut. And I also want to say that the reason I did that shake test is a lot of times when you buy cheaper headphones, the headphones move inside. So what happens is they kind of activate themselves. So you got to open it up and place it back the proper way. You don't have to do that with this. It's good to go. So as soon as you pop this open, these are the buds. And I got to be honest with you. When I first saw these, right, I was just like, these are some beautiful looking headphones. It just looks decent immediately. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of gold personally. I don't know if these come in multiple colors. I would assume that they do probably on the website, but this is what they sent me. And hey, listen, I'm not complaining. I got them for free and I'm using them and I like them. So anyway, here's the bud right here. Let me show you guys. Look at that. So you see the gold trim right here. There's actually the SOUNDPEATS symbol right here in the buds. Then you have your little microphones right here and whatnot. Let me get the little ear crust out of there real fast. There we go. And I think it's a really nice, solid looking bud. I like the way they look. I like the way they feel. They don't feel cheap. It's how sometimes you grab certain headphones and you can squeeze it and it feels like you can kind of like run your finger in the seams of the quality of the design. These are, in my opinion, they're built to last. Now, like I said before, I'm a huge Soundcore advocate. And I can honestly say after using these and just the design and the careful care that they did to make this, you can tell that they're trying, that this is for more so a higher class audience. Again, they have different price ranges of products. But this one, you can definitely tell that they put love and care into it. And I appreciate that. But anywho, you do have the USB-C on the bottom. If you're wondering what this is, I'm going to assume that this is how you resync it. Now, a lot of times, in a rare occasion that your left and right bud doesn't sync to one another, you can hold this to reset it and it'll actually resync the left bud and the right bud for, pair use if it doesn't open up and it doesn't pair immediately. But you shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. But like I said before, I like this. You got the little SOUNDPEATS gold little trim right here. This is good. This is cool. And the crazy part about this, many companies have different designs. And I feel like headphones have been very lazy lately with their designs, and it's nice to see companies like SOUNDPEATS and others really stepping it up to give the consumer a quality experience, not just in sound but also physical looks, unboxing experience. That matters. Like it's nice to feel good about having a product that you're proud of. And that's just me spitballing. I'm rambling. Anyway, let's go on to the next section. I'm going to show you guys how to sync these buds. So the syncing process is going to be super, super easy. So just follow these instructions right here and you shouldn't have any problem whatsoever. So with other earbuds, a lot of times you have to open up the case and take the buds out. But because they decided to make this with high quality, which I like to think that is pretty high quality so far, at least from my experience of using them, just pop the case open. The left bud and the right bud should sync to one another. I'm going to give it a couple seconds to do so. Now we're going to take the iPhone. I'm going to go ahead and unlock this. So put it to the side. So can you see my password? Well, my wife's password. There we go. So her junky menu, here we are. We're going to go to the Bluetooth right here, and I'm going to just let it search. And as you can see, it says SOUNDPEATS Capsule3 Pro Plus right here. I'm going to go ahead and tap that. So for Apple users, as soon as you touch it, the headset's going to automatically connect. For Android users, what's going to happen is same process with the sync, but what you're going to end up doing instead is the phone is actually, when you tap it, it's going to ask you, do you want to do something with contacts or the call log or something around those lines. You have the option to say yes or no, but either way, just make sure you sync it, follow these simple instructions, and you should be good to go. All right, guys, so let's talk a little bit app customization. Now, this is the part that I really like. I like the fact that they give you, I'm not gonna say full control, but they give you more touch options than a lot of headphones have recently, with single clicks, double clicks, triple clicks, and long presses. So let's go over that right now before I do anything else. Now, I actually have the touch disabled, which you have the option to do that. For the person that doesn't want to do that, we're going to hit custom keys right now. All right, so we have left ear click, right ear click, double ear click for either one. We have triple ear click for left or right side. And we also have long press. And depending on how you customize it and what the functionality, you can change it to whatever you want to be within the reasons or the confines of what the app allows. Let me show you. If you tap down, you have undefined, which is basically, you don't want the, if you touch it, it does nothing. Volume up, volume down, pause and play, game mode, previous track, next track, noise canceling, and voice assistant. And you can just kind of tap it and change it to each one. Just want to show you how it's moving here in the application itself. Is that what I had it on? Yep, volume down for the left one. Okay. When you do double clicks, same exact customization. Triple clicks, same exact options. And hold, same exact options. So just keep in mind that, you know, with some other brand headphones, which I'm not going to mention in the video, no slight to anyone, the touch options change based on the double and triple taps, but this one gives you the same exact options for each one, which I think is a little bit better overall, especially for that person that likes the triple clicks or the press and hold and things like that. Personally, I'm not big on touch controls. I normally just, you know, pick up my phone or whatever device, a smartwatch, and change it from there, like songs and things like that. But it is nice to know for that person that actually wants this. So let's go backwards. You actually have the option for game mode, which you can toggle on and off through the application. Or, like I said, with the custom keys, you can actually make it with game mode where you can just hold it and you can switch it manually if you feel more comfortable with the touch controls. When it comes to double device, which double device is basically, what's it called? Multi-point. You know, everyone calls multi-point something different. This isn't right here. I'm going to read it with you guys. Turn on the dual device connection function, and the LDAC function will be turned off, and the headset will restart, and after restart, reconnection of the device is needed. So it's going to power off, power back on. You're going to need to reconnect to the device, and then it's going to give you the option to actually sync it to a new device. Let me show you how to do that. You're going to hit the menu. You're going to hit add device right here. It's going to show you your list of devices that's currently connected to. When you tap add device, whether you're using a Nintendo Switch or Steam Deck or whatever it is, that's how you actually set up the multi-point, and you'll be good to go from there. But just keep in mind it hooks up between two devices. So if you're no longer using a device, you can just unsync it and then resync it to the new device, go through the rinse and repeat, go through the same process, and then you're good to go. And you know, the multi-point is actually pretty seamless. I don't have any complaints about it whatsoever. So there's that. I also want to show you this: noise cancellation, normal mode, and transparent mode. So again, if you go through the application itself, you can change this manually. If you use the touch controls, you can also go through transparency mode, normal mode, and all that, but it might be a little bit longer for a person depending on whether you're familiar or comfortable with the touch controls. So just keep that in mind. I do want to also say that the noise cancellation on this particular headset isn't as powerful as, say, like AirPod Pros or Beats Studio Buds. And that's not to say to slight this headset whatsoever. I actually prefer it that way. The suction isn't as strong. Some people, when you put earbuds in and you feel that suction with the ANC, it may cause like ear aches or ear pain or something like that. You're not used to it and it feels very uncomfortable. With this one, even though you do still get strong suction enough, when actually outside, vehicles going past, different things like that, you can still subtly hear it, especially if you don't play any music. If you don't play any music whatsoever, you can still hear like really light background conversations. You can really hear the cars going past, buses, ambulances, and things like that. But when you start playing the music, all of that disappears. So the ANC is definitely strong enough where I think even a person that's not used to it would be able to easily use it and be like, you know what, I don't feel like it's giving me a headache. But on the off chance that it still does, just keep in mind that you can always turn it off and keep it off if that's what you want to do. Also, again, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in this part of the video, but you know, terrible memory, I'm going to do it again. Device information, you have firmware upgrade. When I purchased this immediately, I went straight to firmware upgrade. That's what I always do before I do anything, to make sure that all the applications and options are there. Because a lot of times these earbuds, when they first launch, they may not have the newest firmware. They constantly are coming up with updates, and the updates tend to give you more features. So just kind of keep that on mind. Add device. Remember I talked to you about the multi-point situation? You'll tap add device right here, and that's how you add a device. I don't know if I'm repeating myself, to be honest, but either way, the point is This is the full app customization. I think it's pretty good so far. It's very easy and self-explanatory to understand. So even if you're new to this type of thing, as long as you just read what you see, it gives you an explanation of how to do it, and you should be perfectly fine moving forward. And if not, that's what videos like this are for. Just so you guys know, this headset also does have a custom EQ. You know, it's funny, I was in the application and I totally forgot to talk to you guys about that. So I'm just throwing that in there right here. So if you look at the application, as you can see, if you want to follow me, at the bottom of the screen, what do you see? You see these little sliders over there. That's basically the indicator letting you know that that section is for the custom EQ. Go ahead and tap it. You have the option for My EQ. You have this right here if you hit More. SOUNDPEATS Classic, Tremble Boost, Bass Boost, Bass Reduce, Electronic, Pop, Classical, Rock, Folk. And you do have the option for the adaptive EQ right here, which you'll have to actually put the earbuds inside of your ears and it'll go through a little test. But I'm going to leave that for the, I'm not going to say the headphone connoisseur. I don't really see the average person necessarily doing the adaptive EQ test, but I do suggest trying it, especially if you want to envelop yourself with these earbuds. Anyway, let's go backwards to where it says My EQ. I'm going to go ahead and tap More. Nothing is there, so I'm going to hit Custom EQ, and that is how you set it. So from my understanding, I'm going to go ahead and just try to change some settings right here. See if it allows me to do that. Okay, I'm going to hit Save. There we go. And then you have the option to add more than one EQ. So just the same way that this has presets, which is basically the same thing as My EQ, it's just that the company itself is doing the presets for you. You have the option of changing your EQ based on what it is that you're doing. So let's say you're one of the people out there and you like the gaming mode, or you want to, listen to something and change it based on a particular video game that you're playing, or a particular video that you're playing, or a certain genre of music. You have the option of having multiple custom EQs. Now, I don't know if many companies allow you to do that normally. It's one of the first times that I've personally seen it, but that is a pretty decent thing to know. So for that person out there, just remember, you can not only change the EQ, but you can also change the customization of it. You can customize it yourself. You can change it. Can you change the name of it? Yeah, you can. There's a little arrow right here that you see right here with a little, like a little pencil. You go ahead and tap that, and then it looks like you have the option. Here we go, Name EQ, and you can just change whatever you want your custom EQ to be to make it easier for you to identify it moving in the future. There are two aspects of the quality of sound that we need to talk about. I'm going to get the first one out of the way. That's gaming. Now, I played these with a Nintendo Switch, and I played it with a Steam Deck. I didn't hook it up to a PS5 or anything like that, but keep in mind that you are able to do that because they do have multi-point and, of course, they're Bluetooth. But my experience has been pretty flawless. I haven't had any connectivity issues. I didn't have any problems with quality of sound. I played games like Tactics Ogre, Hades, a Resident Evil 4 remake, to do something a little bit more intensive with background noise and music, not music, but background noise, explosions and stuff. I did Armored Core 6, I think it's called Fires of Rubicon. So I played quite a few games to kind of get the range of how well this worked. In addition to that, because I have a Nintendo Switch, and you're probably looking at the gameplay in the corner over here, I forgot I post that during these videos. Again, I tried multiple devices. I wanted to see how well it worked on the Nintendo Switch. Again, I didn't have any dropped issues whatsoever, any lag latency. I tried with the Steam Deck, it worked pretty well. And I can honestly say, if you're a person that's trying to get immersed in the actual gameplay itself, it works very well. Now, there is a downside to that, and it has nothing to do with the actual headset itself. Because when you first get these earbuds and take them outside of the case, both left ear and right ear, automatically the noise cancellation kicks in. So there's that. So I actually did play the game with noise cancellation on. And like I said before, I was totally immersed in the game. My wife was speaking to me. I didn't know what that woman was saying to me at the moment until she tapped me and said, hey, she was playing Cyberpunk and needed some help on choice, something to do with carry or something like that. Anyway, the point is that they sound very, very good and for the games. I don't have any problems whatsoever. I even did one last test, and this one was super, super important. Call of Duty Mobile. That's probably one of the few games that I actually play on the phone on a regular basis. I have my trusty cheating controller. Well, it's not really cheating. They allow you to play it, but I'll show you anyway. I have the controller for it, the Backbone, is it called? Yep, the Backbone version 2. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was good. Footsteps, explosions, setting, not claymores, but setting the little sticky mines and stuff. The shots, I normally use the M16 in the game, and the triple shots, I didn't hear any lag whatsoever. I was still fully immersed. And like I said before, even though I'm repeating myself, I just want to show you guys that yes, it works very, very well with gaming. No complaints on that end. So I can honestly say that the sound profile for the Capsule 3 Pro Plus sounds very, very good in my opinion. Let's talk about volume first. Whether you listen to this at 100%, which I do not suggest because it can get very loud and you don't want to damage your eardrums, or you listen to it at 70%. Normally cheaper headphones or just other brands, they don't pay attention to volume control where it starts breaking up. You start noticing all the problems the earbuds have. The bass might be substantially heavier than the vocals. Not in this case. I don't know what it is, but let me explain this the best way I can because I am not a professional audiophile, right? If you listen to Beyonce, right, versus Jill Scott, I'm not here to say which one's better. That's personal preference. Beyonce sounds like she's been, tweaked in the studio, while Jill Scott sounds more natural. Some headphones have a sound where sometimes the bass overpowers vocals, or vocals overpower bass, or the instruments could be louder than something else, or the instruments may not be as pronounced. Soundcore's basic profile, and I'm not even talking about a custom EQ right now, their basic profile, everything sounds like it's in unison. Like they actually took the time to be like, you know what, when instruments play in the background, when other, meshes of different songs, whether I try rock music, whether I try rap music, I have a thing called emo rap with like the Juice WRLDs and Trippie Redds and stuff like that. I tried different genres over the last couple weeks, and as I'm just playing these songs each day, I felt really enveloped in the music. I didn't feel like anything was overpowering anything. Now, I will say that the bass is strong enough. You do have the option for bass boost to make it thump a lot more than what it does outside when it comes, pre-torn outside of the box. But most people, in my opinion, are probably going to just use this as is without a custom EQ, and it's going to sound perfectly fine. I love the way these sound. I like the way they look. I like the way they feel. I like the way they sound. It's just a great experience, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. And again, I don't have anything bad to say about that. I'm not a professional headphone reviewer. What I mean by that is I'm not in the space of I have a degree in engineering. And to me, it sounds great. When I pop these in, they're comparable to, in my opinion, to Beats Studio Buds. Like in terms of just the audio quality in general. I know some people are going to say they don't like Beats Studio Buds, but I still think that they're top tier headphones in the mainstream market. It is what it is. They sound very good. They sound very crisp. They sound very clean. When I played some Juice WRLD, when he's singing his vocals, the instruments playing in the background, it sound great. When I played Desperado, I tried the Kingdom Hearts. I forgot Simple and Clean, all the different versions of it. Yeah, I have it all. I'm a nerd, so what? It sounds very clean, very good. The vocals in the background, I keep repeating myself, but the point is to say that you're going to have a great experience when it comes to music. I didn't have any disconnectivity issues when I listened to music. It was just great. And the funny part is, whether I had it on gaming mode, which I forget to turn off a lot of times, or just the regular mode, again, it was crystal clear. I like them. I like them a lot. And again, I was really surprised. I probably will be buying a lot of their headphones and just to review them in general. Many people have told me about SOUNDPEATS, and I kind of slept on it, I'll be honest with you. And I'm not going to do that anymore, especially if this is the quality of sound that they're going to give me all the time moving forward. You better believe I'm going to buy more. But it is what it is. I think that if you purchase this, you will like it. You'll like the sound profiles. As a person, personally, that has used Galaxy Buds, Samsung Buds, I gotta release that review for the Sennheisers, whatever they're called, but I've used different brands. And when you can buy a headset like SOUNDPEATS, which most people, or a portion of people, I'm not gonna say most, some people haven't heard of because they're not more so mainstream in stores. You gotta order them online from the website or like Amazon or something like that. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. It's not going to feel like you're using a lesser product, especially when it comes to quality of sound. So there's a couple things that we need to talk about. 1, the fit. 2, the feel while inside the ear. And 3, the audio quality. Now, we'll do the audio quality last. I want to talk to you about that, about the microphones itself. So when it comes to the fit and feel, I think that these are very comfortable, similar to so many other buds that you've probably had in the past. What makes it differ from others? Absolutely nothing in that regard. When you pop them inside of your ear, I don't know if they're using special plastic. I don't know if there's a specialized texture. It just feels like a typical headset in my ear. Now, what I do notice is that if I use them for long hours at a time, sometimes people just leave earbuds in their ears and they just have the noise cancellation on. I didn't get any ear fatigue from doing that. But when it came to listening to music for hours and hours and hours, or just listening, being at work, using these behind a desk, making phone calls, setting up appointments, stuff like that, which I did use them for that reason, I didn't have an issue whatsoever. It's only when I played extremely loud music above, I would say about 70%, between 70 to 100%, which I have tried that just for review purposes. And I did notice that, with prolonged exposure to anything for that matter, they did start hurting the inside of my ear, only because the vibration with the bass and me changing the equalizer and things like that. But when it just came to just mild usage or just leaving them in the ear, listening to podcasts, things like that, that didn't have crazy amounts of noise, it didn't affect my feel at all. Now, here's the part that might surprise you. When it comes to the quality of the audio, guess what? What you're hearing right now is how the buds are going to sound if you're having a conversation or you're doing some form of recording, similar to what I'm doing. I have my OnePlus device right here. I'm recording directly with the earbuds in my ear, so that this entire time that audio, if it's crisp to you, that's how it's going to sound when you use them too. And that's one of the reasons why I set up this part of the video this way. Now, I do want to do something else. Now, this is a quiet room. There's nobody around me. As you can see, the question is, how well do they fare with noise in the background? So I'm going to actually turn on my air conditioner on the highest setting so you guys can hear that. So give me 1 second. Let's see here. All right. Now, I'll be honest with you. It's like maybe, I don't know, 2 in the morning, and I was just using these while I was doing edits and videos and things like that for the channel. So I spent a lot of time sitting up doing reviews. Sounds crazy, but that's what I do. It's what I enjoy. It's a passion. And the noise that you're hearing now is the air conditioner in the background. So again, a lot of times, oh, sorry, I thought the cat popped up in here. So a lot of times when you have noise around you, the headphones suffer. Not these, just saying headphones in general. Again, if the clarity that you're hearing right now sounds good to you still, that means that even with background noise, cars honking, different things, you can still hear the person clearly. Now, the only downside to the headset in terms of audio, and this is a big thing, at least for me, is that I scooter and ride like a motorcycle or car or whatever it is, and a lot of times when the wind blows, it does block a lot of the quality of the microphone. So if you have a helmet on or something like that, you're perfectly fine. It would have been nice if it had like a wind reduction feature, because I know the Soundcores, a couple pairs of them, have this feature where it's called wind reduction. So if you're riding around traffic, things like that, you can be able to talk on the phone. Wind can hit the headset directly. You can go 20, 30 miles an hour, and guess what? The person on the other end can still hear you clearly. I haven't had an issue with this so far because, again, I wear a biker helmet and it covers the ears, so it's less wind hitting me. But in the future, if SOUNDPEATS ever decided to add a feature, I think wind reduction would be one that would just put you above everybody else in the market, because no matter what situation, being in a subway and different things like that, it's clear. But again, let's go back to my actual experience. I don't have anything negative to say about the mic quality. To me, it's very crystal clear. Even in the worst climate settings, heat, winds blowing, it didn't really rain where I was at so far, so I wasn't able to actually test that out, how good it sound outside in the rain. But I like it. Sounds good to me. Nothing bad to say. So I'm going to answer a question for you guys. And no, I was not paid to say this, in case you're wondering. I don't receive $1 for any review that I do. The reason why I don't take money for reviews is because once you do that, your morals are compromised, and I'm not about to do that. So when you go into the link, which I encourage you guys to go into the link, I encourage you to look at other people's reviews that might dive deeper into the codecs and things like that and give you a better understanding of, the headset itself. Don't just take my word for it. Do the research. These are $89.99, at least in the link that I have. They may be on sale eventually over time, but for $90, is this worth the asking price? Now, what other headphones are in this class that are $99? You have the Galaxy Buds FEs, which are really, really good. I'll admit that. You have the Beats, not Studio Buds. Sometimes they're on sale for $99. You have the Beats Solo Buds, $79.99. They're basically $80 and they come with 0 features whatsoever outside of a shiny case. You have the Pixel Buds A's, which are $99. They're not even remotely close to being worth that asking price. You have AirPods that are normally $129, the AirPod 2s. They're worthless unless you're using them for Apple devices. Because remember all the features and reading back text messages and things like that. So for me, the things I look for in a headset is a decent battery life. Granted, 6.5 hours isn't the best battery life ever. Obviously, if you look at Soundcore and other brands, they tend to have better battery life when it comes to listening time. But if you're a person where you're getting a total of 40-something hours inside the case and the buds themselves, that means, you know, if you're using them for commute, jogging, running, the gym, sitting at work, I don't know, being on a train. Everyone doesn't just have earbuds in their ears for an entire day. Some people do, don't get me wrong. I'm one of those people. That's why I have clips in my ear that I can wear comfortably for an entire work shift. But in this particular case, you're getting all the features that another headset will have. You have high resolution audio. The music quality sounds phenomenal. When I say that it is crystal clear, I'm not joking. Now, what I will say, which I didn't say this in the music section, I don't believe, is that if you change it to bass boost, they sound great. Without it, they still sound fine. But you can definitely tell that with this headset, they were trying to give you like equal audio across every aspect, whether it's high and lows, whether you're listening to certain instruments in a song that you really didn't notice before. I think this does a really good job of bringing out all those sounds. You have full app support. You're getting app updates. You're getting everything that's necessary for you to be able to customize your headset. You have single clips, double clips, triple clips, and you can hold it. I mean, I'm not sure what else, outside of wireless charging and in-ear detection, which in-ear detection isn't like a life or death feature that I care that deeply about. It's nice to have, don't get me wrong. And in my opinion, it would have been nice if this had that. But you got to understand that these headphones are, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's a different class, meaning you can buy something that's cheaper if this isn't what you want under SOUNDPEATS, or you can buy something even more expensive. It really depends on the type of audio listening experience that you have. But if you see this and you purchase these, I can honestly say, at least in my opinion, because I haven't tried every headphone company out there, it's better than a large, and I mean a large portion of headphones that's being sold around the same price, if not more. That's all I gotta say. And I would leave that to you guys to decide if you want it. And again, look at other reviewers. Check out what they say. Check out their likes and dislikes and look at this video and just, you know, come to a conclusion yourself. Don't just blindly believe me. And that's why I say, you know, it's very important for reviewers to tell the truth about a product. And to be honest, I don't have anything bad to say about it. And that's a rare thing. Normally I have some type of really negative, and there really isn't one. Battery life is good enough. Quality sound is great. May not have wireless charging, which is a bummer for some people, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's not a deal breaker for me. But anyway, like and subscribe like always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care, be safe, peace.